Good evening and welcome to Tippecanoe High School. Tonight's regional semifinal volleyball match between the New Knoxville Rangers and the Jackson Center Tigers. I'm Jeff Henson. Alongside me this evening is Greg Burning, and we have a great night tonight with New Knoxville. Jackson Center first game, Fort Loramie Layman Catholic second game. But Greg, our first match tonight, as I said, the Rangers and the Tigers, they met earlier in the season. The Tigers won. The Tigers have been on the roll all season with only one loss on their record. New Knoxville played a great season as well, and they've earned a right to play here tonight.
Yeah, Knoxville, as you mentioned, or I'm sorry, Jackson Center, as you mentioned, very solid, 25-1. They've actually only lost 2 games. They've up until the defeat they took from Fort Loramie a couple weeks ago, they had not lost a single game, let alone a match. That's incredible to have that kind of a season around here because we have a lot of competition. They breezed through Cincinnati Christian to get here, winning 3-0. And as you mentioned, have just been very solid. Cassie Meyer, very good player for them. They have a whole host of solid players. And like I said, if you go 25-1 around here, there's a good chance you got a pretty good team. They got a solid one here against Knoxville tonight.
And for the Rangers on the other side, it's been a while since they've been this far. They've upset, if you will, 2 seeded teams in district finals first, the Marion Local Flyers, and then the Bremen Cardinals. Both those teams defeated New Knoxville in the regular season. New Knoxville returns a favor, and as I mentioned earlier, they played Jackson Center earlier in the season, lost, played that game though without one of their big hitters. Yeah,
the Lammers girl wasn't there. You know, she's back now, playing very well, and the whole team obviously playing a lot better. As you mentioned, took out a couple good teams. Big upset, I think, against New Bremen. You know, not just say big upset, but, you know, anytime 2 MAC teams going at it, you know it's going to be a good match. They won that 3-1. In pretty convincing fashion, 25-21, 25-14, and 25-21. Coming together at the right time. You know, they're going to have their hands full here tonight. But when you get this far along, you better be ready to play. I think New Knoxville will come out ready to battle.
Very well stated. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the first serve here tonight from Tippecanoe High School girls regional semifinal volleyball action here on NKTelco Sports.
There's a lot of early mornings that go into 40 years of service, a lot of miles on these tires, and millions of pounds of cargo have traveled in these trailers. It's about dependable service, the kind of service that shows up 30 minutes early every time, that gets your products, cargo, and business from point A to point B safely, quickly, and efficiently. We are St. Mary's Trucking, traveling the roads of commerce in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. Men and women who produce the solutions that make your business grow, because the most important thing to them is you.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
still not over. That will give the Tigers the first point of the game. Serving for the Tigers is Cameron Elkert, 98% server on the season, just under 98%. Lammer's first attack is picked up. That was off the antenna, blocked out of bounds. New Knoxville gives a kill to Pauline Meyer. Quick 2-0 lead here for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice good two volleys for Jackson Center. Knoxville, decent attack there on the last one with the Lammers. Struggling to keep it in play right now.
That one did not cross the net. Jackson Center, a couple blockers up there. They average just under 2 blocks a set. So they do a nice job, Greg, getting termination blocks, and they're off to a great start here, 3-0. Pick up by Cassie Meyer. Pauline dumps it over and cannot be saved. And Pauline Meyer with the soft push attack will put the Tigers at 4-0. The Rangers will call a timeout. We'll take one look and watch some girls high school volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
Welcome back. The Tigers of Jackson Center have come out on fire. Mistake-free volleyball, Greg, so far. The Tigers have been attacking well and playing good defense on New Knoxville's attack.
Yeah, they put it in play real well, dug up a couple of nice shots from New Knoxville. I thought a good timeout from Coach Webb. The team's struggling a little bit here to start. They're young, trying to get going, and need to respond here.
Respond with attack by Lammers, picked up again by the Tigers. Knoxville pushes it back over, and there's a ball handling error against the Tigers. New Knoxville's first point to the error by the Tigers. Lets New Knoxville get their first point of the contest. Jennifer Sweeterman, a good server for New Knoxville, leading server on the team at 97%. That one hammered hard by number 12, Kristen Ware. Off a New Knoxville hand, and Kristen Ware records her first kill.
Yeah, good strong attack there by Ware. First really aggressive. Either team has really went, hard at the net.
That one just out.
I'm gonna say it's tipped.
So Caitlin Lammers, sophomore, 5'10" sophomore, records her first kill of the set. Kenzie Schreier goes back for the Rangers. Another very good server at 96%. New Knoxville as a team, a very good serving team as well, just at 94. So we have two teams here, Greg, both keeping the ball in play, serving at 94%. Ball kept alive. Cassie Meyer a couple times. We'll get it to drop. Didn't hit either attack hard, Greg, but Cassie Meyer gets the kill, the 6th point for the Tigers.
Well, that's the first thing I think you notice from Jackson Center is you expect them to go attack hard, and they do hit pretty aggressively. But they also watch the net quite a bit. Their placement has been very good so far.
Shannon Bierlein, her attack into the net. So the hitting errors by the Rangers have piled up here. They have not been clean on their attacks. Jackson Center, the 5-point lead now, 7-2. Battle in the net is won as New Knoxville earn the point as a little net play goes in favor of the Rangers. And going back now to servers number 8, Madison Lammers. 94% server on the season. Outside attack by Meyer is blocked out to give another kill to Cassie Meyer. She comes into the contest averaging 4.5 kills a set.
Yeah, good approach there from New Knoxville. Thought they might get the block there, just a little bit outside. I believe it was off of Lammers. The number 23 coming in to serve for Jackson Center.
Cameron Haney, number 23, 5'9" junior. 95%. It's like a broken record with the girls going back to serve. Everyone in the high 90s. Caitlin Lammers trying to find a hole. Good pickup in the back row by Meyer. Beer line for the Rangers. That one doesn't go as you saw Cassie Meyer again try to take something off. Took a lot off, didn't cross the net. New Knoxville back to within 4.
Yeah, and they're kind of taking a page out of New Knoxville's couple hitting errors. Both these teams not really getting it across the net cleanly. You see a miss hit on the serve receive there. Knoxville's going to get a chance to set one up.
We have an opportunity here. Luffel on the right front, down the line and in. Rachel Luffel. Said it often, we've covered their games. That's home sweet home for the senior right there on the right front.
And that's the first really clean attack we've seen from New Knoxville. Got a bad serve receive from Jackson Center. Good opportunity. Unfortunately, gave one back again on a service error. That's it.
Build momentum. You got to get the first serve in, and the error gives the point back to the Tigers.
You know, in my count, that's 4 free points they've given to Jackson Center out of their 9 here so far in the first game.
Cassie Meyer with the serve for the Tigers. Attacked by Beerline is played up. Winner there for number 34, Alicia Kessler. 6'2" junior, averaging just under 2 kills a contest. When you talk about Cassie Meyer, her kills, she's an 89% server, but she also has 66 aces on the season, so pretty good, and also at times can bring some power. Leads a team with 66 aces. Haney's attack picked up by the Rangers. Luffel, she picked the longest part of the court, Greg.
Yeah.
They still carried about a foot deep.
And good eye by Jackson Center. They called that right at the net, and it was not out by much. And they were calling it out right away.
And Meyer likes this spot again. Leads a team with aces and good top spin service picked up by Serena Hostetter. Knoxville taps it over. Golden opportunity for the Tigers. And they take advantage of opportunity, and Pauline Meyer.
That's 3 kills already here in the first game. Timeout on the floor.
Coach Wobelburn, her second timeout. And we'll take one with it here on NKTelco Sports.
My name is John Kramer. I am 90 years old. I've decided that it was time for me to go to assisted living. I lived by myself for 14 years. I knew I was getting older and life was harder to live. I fell down a couple times at home. I decided that Elmwood was the place for me to go. It's like a family in here. Choose Elmwood. I believe it.
Game number 1 here at Tippecanoe High School, and the Jackson Center Tigers are on top of the New Knoxville Rangers, 12-5. A good start for the Tigers, Greg. They got off to a 4-0 lead or so, and really New Knoxville's not been able to put together consecutive points.
Yeah.
And Jackson Center has. They've grown that lead now to 7.
Yeah, now they got Meyer on the service line. She served, I believe, the last 3 in a row.
Yes.
And she's got a very good serve, and Jackson Center's really fed off of that.
New Knoxville out of timeout, so have to go the rest of game 1 on their own. And Meyer, as you mentioned, a very good server at the timeout. Try to break the momentum of the Tigers.
Miscommunication there.
Tough break for the Rangers. Opportunity for the Tigers. Tigers can't do much. Knoxville gives it right back to them. They'll go outside. Pauline Meyer set outside the net. She gets it over. Schreier looks deep. Can't quite find a home. Long the battle here. Not a lot of attacking. Not aggressive attacking, I should say. That one's saved by the Rangers, and on the free ball, Alicia Kessler, right place, right time. I believe it was off a deflection or off of a kind of a wild hit. Turned out to be a great set by Alicia Kessler.
And neither team really getting anything going there.
Yeah.
Jackson Center just fortunate enough to, and give Kessler credit. She made a nice shot to the back corner where nobody was playing.
That time, another nice set, if you will. The overpass becomes a great set, and Kessler takes care of business. Another replay here. Just to watch what happens when you don't get a first touch on the net.
Well, you can attribute a lot of this to the serving. Again, Meyer at the service line. It's at least 7 in a row. And no signs of letting up unless Knoxville can get her off that line.
Lammers does that. Net violation will give Madison Lammers the kill. Much needed point for the Rangers. They trail by 8. And coming in to serve will be Ashlyn Miller, number 5, a 95% server for the Rangers. Jackson Center does a good job, Greg, on defense, getting that good first touch and getting into their offense. This one not as desirable, but they get a good attack, and it results in another kill.
Pauline Meyer having a very good first game. That's her 4th kill early on here already.
She's been attacking very well, averaging just over 2 kills a set. Her sister, Cassie Meyer, the 5'10 junior, leads the team at 4.5 kills. But right now here in set 1, it's been Pauline Meyer, the hitting star for the Tigers. Leffel hits it long. Good hand-eye coordination by number 2, Peyton Esser, the libero. Read that one very well. Watched it go out of bounds. Attack by the Rangers, put back on the Rangers side. They will get it over now, play defense as the Tigers go to work with Pauline Meyer again. And another winner for Pauline Meyer.
You know, you mentioned it before, they serve receive really well off that first pass. Their sets are really on cue. They're in nice elevation, they're in good hitting locations, and it's really paid off for them here early in this first game.
Battle at the net is won, so I believe Kenzie Schreier up there for the Rangers will get the kill. Kenzie, the setter all the way around, but being in the front row, allowed to attack above the net. The Rangers trail by 10. And speaking of setting for the Tigers, number 23, Cameron Haney, has been delivering a lot of balls in the right area for the Tigers hitters.
There's another one right on cue.
And the outside swing there by number 30, Vanessa Winter. Take another look at it here following the good serve receive, and Haney able to run it down and throw it back.
She gets great elevation on it. It's not right up against the net, but it's not too far away. It's a nice location, good hittable ball.
Can get around a blocker if you need be.
Yep.
Attack by the Rangers, played up, back row attack from Cassie Meyer. Schreier pushes it out to Madison Lammers. The Tigers doing a nice job getting a good first touch. Boy, on cue, Pauline Meyer having a heck of a first set here, powering it through the Rangers defenders. They've been able to get some touches, Greg, but can't get it on the other side of the net.
Yeah, nice attempt there at the defense. That's 6 kills here in the first game for Pauline Meyer.
Back row attack from Leffel. Tigers in the net, give Leffel the kill. So again, New Knoxville a long way to go. But you think even if they can't win set 1, try to build some positive momentum into game 2. When these teams played earlier this season in September, they went 3-0, but New Knoxville in the 3rd game took the Tigers 26-24 before losing. Middle attack, blocked there, I believe, by Caitlin Lammers and Kenzie Schreier. They combined on a termination block.
They're looking for a little momentum. The Rangers are now within 10.
And a rare mistake. Swiderman doesn't miss many. She's 97% server on the season. That one goes into the net. Jackson Center up by 11 with just 5 points to go to earn set 1 victory. Madison Lammers' attack will drop. Jackson got a hand on it, couldn't control it. Kill for Madison Lammers.
And she hasn't had a lot of touches. We talked about in the pregame. That's just her 2nd kill here this first game. I think if Knoxville is going to have success the rest of this match, they're going to have to get her some more touches and get her going.
There's a swing by Meyer. New Knoxville into the net, give Cassie Meyer the kill there. I believe Caitlin Lammers into the net. Got a nice set again. This time it was by Cameron Elkert. Both setters for Jackson Center named Cameron. We got Elkert and Haney. New Knoxville Schreier has net violation on the Tigers. Lammers will record another kill. So Madison Lammers now going to the back row. Ten-point deficit here in game number 1. Tigers have been in control. Down ball will allow the Rangers to get into offense. Leffel swings hard but wide left. Tough break. New Knoxville got what they wanted, Greg, just didn't finish.
Yeah, and when you're playing against a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and that's what Jackson is doing right now. They're hitting the ball cleanly. They're serve receiving pretty well for the most part, and as you mentioned, they serve good. When you can put those 3 things together consistently and you have a couple good hitters on top of it, that's a pretty good recipe. So New Knoxville just got to string some things together here and make a little bit better, accurate shots.
Cameron Haney the serve for the Tigers. Caitlin Lammers attack is blocked by 34 and 31, Alicia Kessler and Cassie Meyer. So a lot of things going in favor of the Tigers. They're getting some good hands on the attacks. That served by Haney floats long. A rare service error committed by the Tigers.
Yeah, New Knoxville looking, like you said, just to try to get something going here, end out this first game on a positive note, and build on it as they move forward.
That one shanked off of the hands of Esser, and that will give New Knoxville their 13th point. It's been a rare occasion, Greg, where New Knoxville's had more than 2 serves in a row.
Yeah, you're right. And that's the first ace of the match as well for either team.
Nice play by the Tigers. Good attack by Winter. New Knoxville will go to work with Beerline. Good attack by Beerline. Saved. Jackson Center can't quite get over. Reaction play there by the Tigers, and kill for Shayna Beerline.
Yeah, good strong hit, good location. I think that's important with the Jackson Center defense. You better put it in the right place or they're going to bring it back over. Knoxville a chance to get the 3rd one here in a row.
Winner will bump it over at the net and pushing it down is Shayna Beerline. Back-to-back kills for number 7. And you talked about the momentum, the confidence. New Knoxville still trails by 8. Boy, you need to get some momentum built up if you're going to compete with the Tigers.
Absolutely. Good play by Beerline. She saw that coming her way all the way and just tipped it across. And a nice response there from Meyer.
Cassie Meyer out at right front goes right down the line. Set point for the Tigers. And Meyer, Cassie, the server that did so well for the Tigers earlier in the contest, going back to try to win it for him here in set 1. Handling violation against the Rangers. Set 1 goes to the Tigers, 25-15. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have game number 2 here from Tippecanoe High School. You're watching regional semifinal volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
Independence is something you can easily take for granted. For the elderly and disabled, independence can be especially challenging and require more thought and planning. As a caregiver or family member, how do you keep a loved one active, independent, and safe? Radio Hospital has a solution to provide users and their families with security and convenience, both inside the home as well as out and about, with the press of a single button. Whether you need assistance for yourself or a loved one, visit your nearest Radio Hospital location.
Hi, I'm Bob from the Keyhole, located on 66. We've been family owned and operated for 30 years. Personally, I think we still make the best pizza in the area. I use a special sausage. Cut fresh ingredients, shred cheese every day. We didn't make a pizza to make a profit. We made a pizza the way we wanted to eat it. Stop in, try us out, dine in, or carry out. We also have karaoke every other Saturday.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to Tippecanoe High School. The Tigers of Jackson Center jump out of this match with an impressive, Greg, victory here against the New Knoxville Rangers. They did so with some great hitting.
Yeah, you see the score was 25-15, and Jackson Center got it started real early. Great game by Pauline Meyer with 6 kills. Her sister also had 5. They just were rolling early and really were consistent. Good thing for New Knoxville, hopefully they can build on, is that late in that game, they started to put some things together, started to build a little momentum, got some nice hits out of Shayna Beerline, also Madison Lammers, Rachel Leffel. Just few and far between, as you mentioned, about halfway through that game. They really couldn't put any momentum together. They did string a couple there together at the end. They're just going to have to clean it up. They're going to have to really hit the ball well and not make any simple mistakes like service errors and hitting errors, because if they do, Jackson Center is going to convert it into points.
Yeah, and you talk about the way New Knoxville got off. Didn't hit the ball cleanly, had some balls in the net. And then even on some of the serve receiving, which Jackson Center does a great job putting the ball into play. The overpasses became great sets for the Tigers. You know, you just can't give a good team freebies, if you will.
Right.
So see once New Knoxville can clean things up here. That's a tough task, as only one team's been able to really take care of business this year against Tigers. That's been Jackson Center, or I'm sorry, Fort Laramie. For the Rangers, their first contest did get the Tigers into overtime, 26-24. We'll have to build upon that, and they go to work here with a
That's a good start.
Attack.
Nice
Knoxville
shot.
is very scrappy in their tournament wins. We'll take another look at it here. Schreier with the assist, Madison Lammers with velocity, and that's what you need against a good defensive team.
And mental confidence goes a long way. They finished off that first game on a good note, and when you know you can put a little dent in the armor, at least to get your confidence built back up, Lammers with a nice start.
Well, Jackson
good
Center,
respond.
Pauline Meyer wins it there. They had another good attack by Christian Ware, but Meyer wins it. And again, Meyer continues to be on fire. As you'll see the tail end here of the finishing attack, I believe, come up by Meyer. Back to live action. Schreier will set Madison Lammers. It's touched. That'll give them a chance to run it down. And not a very aggressive hit, Greg, but yet a strong hit by Cassie Meyer, able to find a hole on the Ranger defense.
Yeah, it's not always about how hard you hit it, but where you put it. And she put it where nobody was standing and gives Jackson Center the early 2-1 lead.
Battle on the net. Jackson Center comes away with it. Attack by Metz is played up by New Knoxville. Here's that opportunity for the Tigers. New Knoxville with a good touch. Net violation on the Rangers. Give the kill to Kristen Ware. Tough break. New Knoxville formed a nice wall. Jackson Center, though, comes away with the point as Ware will put the ball into play for the Tigers. Jennifer Sweeterman's attack picked up. A hitting error against Cassie Meyer. Meyer on the season, the 4.5 kills. She has a hitting percentage of .371. That is almost unheard of. And that takes your kills less your errors divided by your attempts. So that means she just doesn't make many mistakes attacking the ball. She's had a couple tonight. Good tandem block by the Lammers girls. Caitlin and Madison assist to tie the game up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, good position there by the Rangers to see on the replay. Able to block it over that first wave of defenders and able to tie it up here in the second game.
Jennifer Sweeterman for New Knoxville floats one deep, played by the Tigers. There's the Meyer, Cassie Meyer with the velocity. Very tough to defend, Greg, when you hit it that hard coming down.
Yeah, another solid set to her side, and as you mentioned, a good strong hit.
Caitlin Lammers musters one through, picked up, and there'll be a lift. Double hit called on the Tigers. So either a kill for Caitlin Lammers or a ball handling error by the Tigers. We'll give Caitlin Lammers the kill. Kenzie Schreier for the Rangers, junior setter. Middle attack. Logman was there but couldn't control it. Cassie Meyer off a nice assist by Cameron Elkert. Elkert will go out. Cameron Haney will come in.
And you're starting to see what we talked about in the pregame, which was Madison Lammers for New Knoxville and Cassie Meyer for Jackson Center. You take it to your players that have led you all season long. Both teams as this match has wore on have noted that and went right at him. And here comes Lammers right down the middle for the kill.
Lammers gets around Kessler. You know what's important, though, Greg, is when those two girls rotate out in the front row, who's the next person up? And
that's right.
A lot of times defines what a good, well-rounded team is. And both these teams have come up with big plays throughout the year. That's why they're playing today. Cassie Meyer, boy, she had maybe a couple missed hits in the first set, Greg, but she's come on strong here with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can say about that last shot, but wow, it was just really.
Try to get a hand on it?
Yeah.
She serves now, was very good. That one into the net. The 88% on the season, maybe not as great as you'd like to be, but boy, she gets a lot of benefit out of the ones that do go over more times than not.
She's an aggressive server, for lack of a better term.
And usually when you're ahead, you can do that. It's when you're behind is when you need the serves to be in. Tandem block by the Rangers, out of bounds. Kill for Pauline Meyer.
There was another strong attack at the net for the Rangers blockers, but just a little too much, goes out of bounds.
Alicia Kessler for the Tigers. New Knoxville didn't get a great first touch. Tigers will go to work here with the back set to Cameron Haney. Beerline had a couple kills in the first set. And Jackson in the net. Cameron Haney a little too close as her and Beerline were battling for the ball. The violation will give the Rangers a 7-point, Greg, and you know, it's kind of as ugly as the Rangers played in the first set. They battled here. We're 7-7.
Yeah. And you said it earlier, though. It's still like they still can't quite string something together. A lot of that's Jackson Center's defense and their attack, but you just feel like there's that, it's coming, right? They've played much better the second game, and you feel like they're slowly starting to piece something together here, and chance for them to put a little something together.
Their first lead. Well, they had the first 1-0 here, but now a 2-0 lead. We'll say that's the biggest lead of the night.
That's right.
At 9-7, so hitting error and then a violation here on the Tigers. 9-7 in favor of the Rangers, and Ashley Miller serving for New Knoxville.
They're definitely making Jackson Center work a little harder for the points. The first game, there was a lot more of that, kind of just not necessarily mistakes, but they just weren't together. That's the first time we've seen that here in the second game.
Erin Metz with a kill for the Tigers. Much needed point as they draw back to within one. Serving now is Cameron Elkert. 98% server on the season. I think she's missed 5 serves all year. Give her the ace there. And you remember, Greg, these Jackson Center girls, their totals may not be as impressive because they've only played 3 games. They've played almost minimum games. So their totals maybe not be as impressive as some schools, but their averages are definitely impressive as just not playing as many games as most teams, winning in 3 or the minimum. Sweeterman's attack off the hands of the Tigers. Jennifer Sweeterman the kill.
Yeah, the nice set, I believe, was from number 13, Rachel Leffel, able to adjust and set her up with a nice bump set, if you will, and Knoxville taking advantage.
Well, Sweeterman gets the kill, and like you said, they give it back on the service there. So it was Jackson Center, Greg. You know, you think back to set 1. They're the ones that we saw the same girl serving again. Now, the defense and, of course, the offense has a lot to do with that. But if you want to build a lead, you got to get back-to-backs. They go back now, back to attack from Rachel Leffel. Catches tape, finds floor on the other side. And New Knoxville playing a much better game. Set 2, the scoreboard shows the same thing, 11-10. But not near as many hitting errors.
Right.
Forcing the Tigers to make plays. Good swing down the line, Erin Metz, number 21.
And that's the thing that you got to take away from Jackson, though, is Knoxville's fighting and battling and scrapping and made some really good plays. And it seems like as soon as they make one, they have an answer. You know, and that's why we're tied at 11 versus, like I mentioned before, Knoxville just not quite able to string 2 or 3 or 4 together to build a lead.
Lammers on a little bit of a slide play. Tigers able to get it. And another kill for number 31, Cassie Meyer.
Meyer had a little bit of a slow in the first, I shouldn't say slow start, but she had ended up with 5 kills. She has 5 now already here in the second.
And we've seen her really attack it hard this game with some really difficult attacks for the Rangers to field. Caitlin Lammer swings, goes long. So now the Tigers a 2-point lead. Coach Webb will take her first of 2 timeouts. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more regional semifinal volleyball here on NKTelco Sports.
NKTelco is your hometown provider. We are Northwest Ohio's leading independent broadband company that brings fiber to your home. Larger competitors talk about it, but we've been delivering our fiber network for over 10 years, guaranteeing more bandwidth and services, over 80 HD channels, Echo whole home DVR, interactive channel guides, in-demand, internet-based phone systems, and local news and sports channels. Innovative, futuristic, and cost-effective.
Welcome back. I'm Jeff Henson. Alongside me this evening is Greg Burning. We're at the first match of this regional semifinal game between the Jackson Center Tigers out of the Shelby County Athletic League and the New Knoxville Rangers out of the Midwest Athletic Conference. Following tonight's match will be the Fort Lumley Redskins and the Lehman Catholic Cavaliers. The winners of each of these matches will meet again on Saturday, and the winner then will go on to the state tournament at the Nutter Center the next week. Right now, a lot of volleyball left to go. New Knoxville trails by 2. They're hoping a timeout will break the momentum. They had a 2-point lead. Now the Tigers up by 2. Meyer close to the net, picked up by the Rangers, kept alive. And a double hit called against the Rangers. So I mentioned earlier the Rangers were scrappy, and then we didn't quite finish up on that. They play good defense. It's hard to, they pick up a lot of the loose balls. That time picked it up but couldn't hit it cleanly. Duffel will step in again with the setter out. Does a nice delivery on the line. I meant just out.
Yeah, I was saying, I thought it hit the line too. That was very close.
Schreier does very well attacking as a setter. That time she attacked as a hitter. Just missed. Tough break for the Rangers. They trail by 4. Lammers goes diagonal, gets the kill. So a big break there for the Rangers. Or they needed the break, I should say. They earned the 12th point.
Third kill for Madison Lammers here in the second game. 6 total now on the night.
Kenzie Schreier, the junior setter. Across the net for the Rangers. A little miscommunication. And it'll work. I thought maybe there was a miscommunication, but the 34, Alicia Kessler gets the kill. Knoxville is there. Greg to put some hands on the ball, but just, when things are going well, those touches go right to the net. When things are going bad, they go through your hand and dribble down onto your floor.
Kessler just muscled it through that double block just enough.
Logman up to Schreier. Outside hitter to Madison Lammers, picked up nicely by the Tigers. Lammers again on the other side will find it. Good change up.
Yeah.
Caught Peyton Esser a little bit off balance. You expect it to come hard. She just couldn't quite reach it.
Big wind up, good location. Able to pull the Rangers back to within 3.
Wow, that was getting on top of it. Good arm swing from Cassie Meyer. Nice set on Cameron Elkhart. And again, unless you just happen to time the block right, you're not going to win many of those battles unless she directs it right at you. Good top spin.
11 kills for her now on the night.
8 serve. That one diagonal, I was more impressed with how high she threw the ball.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of watching that. Timed it well and got it down in front of the Rangers. Rangers down by 5. The Tigers lead the match 1-0. That one in.
And I think you said it best earlier. She's an aggressive server. You don't see that much with the rally scoring because you're going for percentages, but she's aggressively knocking them in, but she's ahead. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break as well. You're watching high school volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
Is it time to upgrade your inefficient system? Then let New Knoxville Supply install new water furnace geothermal. Calculate your savings and see how you can save up to 70% on your heating, cooling, and hot water costs. Save even more with the 30% renewable tax credit. Water furnace geothermal from New Knoxville Supply offers the safest, cleanest, and most efficient means to heat and cool your home. Call us for a free estimate and be sure to ask us about the Water Furnace Symphony app. It's all at newknoxvillesupply.com.
6-point lead for the Tigers. Rangers call their final timeout. Greg, the Tigers playing very well again here. They responded from a 2-point deficit, have outscored New Knoxville. And again, Cassie Meyer, a big hand in that. Now with her serving, very confident, aggressive server, as you mentioned.
Yeah, she's really attacking it. She's painted the tape on the last 2 she's hit. And she puts some power behind her serve. She's not just placing it. She's hitting them hard aggressively. Here she goes again.
That one in.
Same place. When you can hit it deep like that, it has that top spin on it, and she is just painting the end of that line.
And again, we talked about a lot of times they're serving when they're ahead, and you kind of can go all out here because with a big lead, you can give up a serve, and she continues to wail, and Knoxville now able to get a good touch, and Leffel wins. So it took a while, Greg, but when both teams get a pass and get a good set, usually that team wins a point.
Right.
But you need those 3 things to happen usually in sequence, and that's, as we've seen here, harder to do than say, easier to say than do. Outside attack, Pauline Meyer.
It's been the 2 Myers, that's for sure.
The other Tigers also have contributed, kept the ball alive, but it's been the Meyer sisters, as you will, usually getting the winning point. The Tigers prevent New Knoxville from getting multiple serves, and Alyssa Ware will serve. Miscommunication by the Rangers, and again, Rangers now beginning to slide as the momentum in favor of the Tigers, the 8-point lead. Rangers will try to slow down momentum a little bit with a substitution, although volleyball doesn't take very long to get that done. So
Right.
try anything you can when you're out of timeouts to slow it down. Rear line's attack played up and over. New Knoxville will try to run it down. They do, but they'll free ball it over. So good opportunity for the Tigers. Good pickup by Schreier. Hostetter steps in. Touch back to the Rangers side. Free ball will give the Tigers another chance here. They'll load up Cameron Haney down the line and in. Number 23, Cameron Haney averages a kill a game, a very good hitting percentage as well, 410. So the Tigers have a lot of weapons, and again, Greg, comes down to they don't make many mistakes.
Right, they just keep coming at you and went through this whole stretch, and can't tell you they've had a service error or hitting error or anything, and they serve very well. There's an ace there by Kessler.
Match point. Tigers looking to go up 2-0 here in this match, or set point. Sure, nice job. They'll say no, is illegally handled. The Tigers win game number 2, 25-14. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have an elimination game coming up for the Rangers. They trail 2-0 in girls regional semifinal volleyball on NKTelco Sports.
There's a lot of early mornings that go into 40 years of service, a lot of miles on these tires, and millions of pounds of cargo have traveled in these trailers. It's about dependable service, the kind of service that shows up 30 minutes early every time, that gets your products, cargo, and business from point A to point B safely, quickly, and efficiently. We are St. Mary's Trucking, traveling the roads of commerce in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. Men and women who produce the solutions that make your business grow, because the most important thing to them is you.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
Game number 3 sets a start here at Tippecanoe High School. The Tigers on top of the Rangers 2-0. The winner of this game tonight will play the winner of our next game, Lehman Catholic Fort Loramie. That game will happen on Saturday at 2 o'clock here at Tip City. The winner of that game will earn the right to go to the state tournament. Their first semifinal game will be Friday on the 13th of November, Friday the 13th at 4 p.m. at Wright State University, with the championship game to be held on Saturday at 5 o'clock. I want to remind everyone that at the end of the conclusion of our match tonight, Greg and I will be selecting a player of the game brought to you by Main Street Station. That award will go to the New Knoxville player. Thank you to Main Street Station for sponsoring the player of the game. Greg, elimination game, as I mentioned before we went to break. Rangers have their backs against the wall, down 2-0 against a second-rate team in the state of Ohio. Have their work cut out. We saw moments, I think you mentioned, of brilliance by the Rangers.
Right.
But it didn't last long enough. That may sound stupid, but you got to put together repetition of positive stuff. The Rangers couldn't do that throughout the match or throughout the game.
Jackson Center had an answer each time, and it usually ended in a mire one way or another. And Knoxville had a great start to that game, but just couldn't continue with it. It's almost like they got to 14, and Jackson Center brought in another running back and an offensive line and started wearing them down. and Knoxville just couldn't quite keep up. I know that's a football analogy, but you know.
It is Battle of Ohio.
That's
night.
right.
The Browns
That's
and
right.
Bengals, and
That's
I
right.
can't wait for that.
So hopefully they can come out here with their backup tailback and get things going here in game number 3.
Lammers for the Rangers. Schreier tips it over to Jackson Center. Keeps it alive. This will be a golden chance for the Rangers. Their swing by Lammers goes long. No touch, and after an extended volley, the Rangers actually kind of had control of that volley. Couldn't come away with the point.
Yeah, good. Another good point there, and Jackson again just kind of wore him down, making him work for every one. Good block at the net by the Myers. That's Pauline Meyer.
Hitting error by Kristen Ware. That'll tie things up at 1 apiece. As Jenna Sweeterman had a service error in game number 1. Has only had a few of them as she's the leading percentage server for the Rangers on the season. She will earn a kill as tough break there by Peyton Esser. Not able to get a good square contact on it. And New Knoxville up 2-1 here early in this third set.
Yeah, good early start here for New Knoxville. See if they can string a couple together here and work on building the lead.
Cassie Meyer on the back row. It's touched by the Rangers. Madison Lammers attack touched back. Another good attack comes right back over. Will give the Tigers another swing. A handling error called against Elkirk. So New Knoxville 3-1, kind of similar to how they start out game number 2. Wow, that's hitting it square. Kristen Ware had to handle the attack error prior, but that time, Greg, she made certain of that attack. Good square hit.
Yeah, very solid down the line, good location.
Tigers on the season average over 12 kills a set. Compared to New Knoxville, who averages about 10.5. It's a hitting percentage that the Tigers do so well as Lammers gets one to drop. Kind of an ugly slide play, but it works.
It was a tough location, didn't get the best set, and she made it work and placed it right there where nobody was standing.
You know, I wonder if the defense sees that and kind of thinks, oh, good, there's a bad set.
Yeah.
They probably won't get to it, and you almost get caught.
Give up on it a little bit.
But we talk about the hitting percentage. Jackson Center is a team hitting just under 300, so they attack well. There's a swing and a kill by Aaron Metz.
And that's what you keep seeing, right? New Knoxville has the momentum. They've gotten a couple points. And every time it's happened, Jackson has had an answer. So you can't get away from them. They're always there lingering around.
Lammers powers one through the tape. That maybe slowed up a bit. That didn't reach Esser. And Lammers with back-to-back kills here. A couple kills here for the Rangers.
Good start for her here in this third game.
She goes to the back row. So we talked about who's going to step up now and be that aggressive attacker for the Rangers. Caitlin Lammers will be called for the illegal hit. There was an opportunity, maybe caught Caitlin Lammers a little bit off. Bouncer didn't expect it, but there it was. Didn't capitalize. Jackson Center Tigers under long-time head coach Kim Metz. She's in her 28th season, all at Jackson Center. You look on the other side of the court, Kay Webb. She's in her first season as head coach at New Knoxville. Caitlin Lammers' attack is pushed back. A handling error called against the Rangers. So again, what was a quick lead is a couple
quick 2
handling
points.
mistakes. And we're tied up at 5 apiece. Nuffel pounds it. One-arm bandit is saved by Pauline Meyer. And the Tigers free ball it over. New Knoxville will go to work again. Beerline's shot it. Boy, Tigers is keeping it alive.
They just keep making it work, right? This is the third hard attempt they've had here. And just wear you out. I said they do a great job digging up pretty much every shot you take.
You know, and that is also New Knoxville's strength, really.
Right.
I think at times is keep the ball in play, attack, and force the other teams to work at it. Jackson Center doing it very well tonight. Shayna Beerline's attack picked up nicely by Pauline Meyer. Finding a hole in the Ranger defense. Number 30, Vanessa Winter. She averages over a kill a game. Again, a very good .254 hitting percentage. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Madison Lammers attack again, hit hard, but played up. Jackson Center keeps it alive. Schreer's attack picked up. Cassie Meyer hit hard, blocked by New Knoxville, but it carries deep. And Coach Webb will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. I will give Greg a chance to go through our sponsors.
St. Mary's Trucking, Minster Bank, Minster Dental, Elmwood Assisted Living, Radio Hospital, Keyhole Pizza, Kogi Plumbing, NKTelco, and New Knoxville Supply House. I'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. Think First. Thanks again to all those great sponsors.
Very good. Have you done this before? You did
a
great
it's my
job
first
for
or
your
second
first
time.
We want to thank those sponsors allow us to bring you this, and this is high school volleyball action, the regional semifinals. The winner of this game again will play Saturday for the right to go to state. Jackson Center, the most recent team to get there between these two teams. They were runners-up in 2008. They made it there in 2007. New Knoxville was runners-up in 2006, and then also had an appearance in 1989. So both teams have been to state twice. Jackson Center more recently, but between these two schools, they put together a nice little run of trips in 06 with the Rangers finishing runners-up. 07, the Tigers semifinalists, and in 08, Jackson Center, the runner-up in volleyball. So New Knoxville down by 3. They trail 2-0 in the match. They try to get back to work here against a very good Tigers team and get some points on the board. And the timeout works. Shannon Beerline with the kill.
A good shot there by Beerline, as you mentioned, killing that momentum. Able to break that double blocker and get the kill.
Abby Lagerman for the Rangers. Hit over. New Knoxville will have a chance. Leffel the right front. Hit right at Esser. She's able to play it up. And there's an aggressive kill by Alicia Kessler, averaging just under 2 kills a game. Take another look at it here. 6 feet 2 inches. Doesn't have to jump a bunch, and she's just a junior, so it's not like they're graduating a bunch. Some of their bigger hitters, if you will, are underclassmen, so there's
3 of
an
them.
ace.
Yeah, 3 of them for sure, right? The 2 Meyer girls. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, right. One of the Cassie's a junior.
Kessler's a junior.
Pauline is a senior. You're right. So it's just one of them. But yeah, 2 of their bigger hitters.
Another setter, Cameron Elker. Well, she's one of the setters. She's a junior. Cameron Haney's a junior. I'm sure we're not going to get them all right. Vanessa Winter is a junior also. So a number of these names we're saying are underclassmen.
They have a solid core. There's no doubt about that. And when you can put a couple of excellent servers, and they definitely have that, then they have one very good server that's hitting the ball right now.
Handling there against the Rangers, and again the momentum, the energy level definitely right now in favor of the Tigers. Coach Kim Metz, her squad doing very well. Coach Webb is encouraging her team to try to get a good rhythm going here, but it's been very difficult. That attack pushed long, and volleyball, Greg, you mentioned even before how it's a game of momentum, and when things start going bad, it's so difficult to stop it and get it turned around. It's a huge task.
When that curveball's coming at you that hard too, it doesn't help, right? I mean, Cassie Meyer is putting some heat on them balls, and she's placing them. I mean,
and she does a nice job. She throws it high, and she's always real close to the serve line. Hasn't stepped on it yet, but that's all just part of repetition. A good high toss. She gets real close to the line. Well, not that time. Then she's back a foot and a half. Believe me, she was closer, I thought, the other
Trust
time.
me, earlier she was close.
When New Knoxville has to free ball it over. Scoring the ball on the opposite side, Vanessa Winter. Timeout by the Rangers. We'll take it with them. The Tigers in control right now, 15-6 here on NKTelco Sports.
What's your life missing? Find out at Elmwood.
Jackson Center Tigers on top here in the elimination game for the Rangers. They've come out, Greg, and again, just continue to, it's almost like a cookie cutter approach. You know what's coming, stop them. And right now the Rangers have not been able to do so. And right now it's Cassie Meyer back at the serving line. It's really just giving New Knoxville fits. New Knoxville can't get into an offense to attack. Well, it's just been a difficult serve to receive.
And when they do, if they get it across, they put Jackson Center in such a great situation because her serves are so hard to get back that then they attack, and that's really the cookie cutter design you've been talking about.
Outside approach is blocked down on the Jackson Center line side.
Beer line get killed.
So she will check out. Ashley Miller will come in. So much needed point as New Knoxville has burned both timeouts again. So Coach Webb will not be able to stop it. It's going to be up to the girls on the court to try to break the rhythm of the Tigers.
Good save there by Schreier.
Set a little close. Jackson Center able to get it over. Schreier pushes it deep. Well, the Tigers have picked up on that very well. Schreier, the hitting error will give the ball to the Tigers, but Schreier, she averages over a kill a game. Most of those come from those type where she goes on the second touch. She'll push it to the deep corner. We have not been able to see one of those drop for Schreier tonight. Jackson Center very alert. The handling error will give the ball. And they'll serve again back to the Rangers. So they get a point in consecutive serves. The Rangers have some points left. And there's still 10 to go. But New Knoxville definitely needs some repetition serves. They do have another one as the attack by Kessler goes out of bounds.
That's right, they can finally get themselves right back into this match. They just got to make sure they do it right. Like you said, right now they don't have a lot of room for error.
Touched to the net by the Rangers. Schreier turns, squares. Nice hit picked up by the Tigers. Logan will push it deep. And with a nice set, JL Fry, she sets Kessler.
Well, Kessler doesn't have a ton of kills tonight, but she's been very consistent. She had 3 the first game, 1 the second, 2 the third. She just had some very timely hits. It seems like when they need a big one, she's been right around the net.
Somebody was in the net. They'll say the attacker was in the net. So the point will go to the Tigers. And you mentioned Kessler making some big plays. She's 6 feet 2 inches tall. So, and even when she jumps, it's more of a downward approach. So she uses her height to her advantage. Lammers out of the back row. Back set to the attacker. Knoxville here will try again.
Oh, and nice shot.
Had a solo block attempt by Metz, and Madison Lammers either saw it or definitely knew it was there, angled it, Greg, and caught the line or painted the rope or painted the tape.
And that's a tough ball to hit from the 10-foot line when it's that high. She placed it very well.
Good offensive rhythm there by Metz, picked up by the Rangers.
Lammers will get another kill.
Good hustle by the Tigers.
So Knoxville able to get back within that 5-point area again at 17-12. 4 kills now here for Lammers in game number 3.
Leffel floats one over. Tough serve. Tigers will keep it alive, force the Rangers to attack. Touch, and then no matter what, so Lammers making some plays, as you mentioned. The Rangers, again, need to win this game to stay alive. Both sides on their feet now, trying to encourage their team or making some noise. Boy, a rare off hit by Meyer. New Knoxville a chance here on the slide. Schuderman's attack picked up. Pauline Meyer. And the Tigers kind of sense it. You can tell by their fans. All of a sudden they start getting a little restless. And all of a sudden, let's go, girls. And then the Tigers.
And then they respond, right?
They keep now the lead again at 5 points, 18-13. Blocked by 14 and 21. Pauline Meyer, Aaron Metz. Metz, a leading blocker on the team at just under a block a set. 6-point lead, 6 away from the match are the Tigers. Leffel's attack Try to take something off, leaves it short. 7-point lead for the Tigers. Nothing the Rangers can do as far as a timeout. Coach Webb's team really in a bind here. Tough situation. Coach Metz's team, a lot of confidence. Another pushover by Schreier has been picked up all night by the Tigers. Outside swings from Madison Lammers. Yeah, nice touch.
Nicely
right
dug
back
out.
in offense.
Good save.
With the winner, number 12, Kristen Ware. Another good volley. Knoxville gets him on hard attacks. I know Esser, the libero, was right there to field one nicely, and they got right back into offense.
Yeah, they're positioned very well. They make you work for every point. They got a couple nice blockers at the net, and they are just diving. I know everybody does that, but they get to so many balls.
They do.
And they've really covered the floor well, and then they've watched the floor well as far as points around to see how close you are to that line. I've been impressed how closely they've watched that and been right on target with it.
Lammers goes. Madison Lammers had the first kill. Now Caitlin and Madison tag team for the termination block. 6-point deficit, 4 points to go for the Tigers. Knoxville running out of points. They need to get consistency here and try to get the serve back. And a quick tip over. Knoxville's tried that numerous times tonight. Hasn't worked so much. There you see a case where Knoxville, no one's on the floor, just hit right in that dead spot.
Yeah, placed it really well. I think they were expecting a hard hit there, like you said, and
or just a set in general. It comes over as an attack. Lammers swings hard, gets it to drop on the Tigers' side.
Lammers having her best game here of the match. That's her 7th kill in this game, and 14 altogether. Good serve from Schreier.
Jackson able to run it down though, and the Tigers keep the ball alive. Schreier back to Beerline. Her attack, 21 and 31. Aaron Metz, Cassie Meyer. Boy, just bang, bang. You heard the hard hit by Beerline, and then the more dramatic block, bang, bang.
Yeah, right on top of it. Good clean block. Right back on the other side for the kill.
Good timing by those two ladies as the Tigers just 2 points away from the match. Beerline will attack out the front. It goes out of bounds. Match point for the Tigers. Number 2 ranked team in the state of Ohio. 1 point away from moving on to the regional finals. Lammers attack again picked up by Pauline Meyer. Cassie Meyer down it. Cassie Meyer, the winner. In an impressive fashion tonight, the Tigers have defeated the Rangers 3 games to 0. A strong performance. Knoxville battled, just couldn't come up with enough plays. The Tigers will move on. The Rangers will end their season at 16 and 10. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from Tip City High School. You're watching girls volleyball regional semifinal action here on NKTelco Sports.
Keep connected with the latest technology. Download your favorite videos and music. Join in the social buzz, all from your cool smartphone or tablet. If it's time to update your phone or tablet, the experienced professionals at Radio Hospital can help. With cutting-edge devices, awesome service, and a fun experience, you're sure to find the perfect devices for your lifestyle, all at prices you'll love. And be sure to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter for all the latest technology trends. Radio Hospital is keeping you connected.
Hi, I'm Bob from the Keyhole, located on 66. We've been family owned and operated for 30 years. Personally, I think we still make the best pizza in the area. I use a special sausage. Cut fresh ingredients, shred cheese every day. We didn't make a pizza to make a profit. We made a pizza the way we wanted to eat it. Stop in, try us out, dine in, or carry out. We also have karaoke every other Saturday.
Welcome back to Tip City, where the Tigers of Jackson Center have defeated the Rangers of New Knoxville in 3 straight sets, 25, 15, 14, and 16. And Greg, we talked pretty much the whole match. The Tigers really never had any mishaps, never gave the Rangers much opportunity to get a rhythm going, and they move on with an impressive win tonight.
Yeah, they were very solid all the way throughout. You know, the Meyer sisters really led them. But there's more, you know, I think that's what makes them so good. That's the first real good look I've had at them, and they're just really deep. They play at every position really well. They cover the floor well. But I will say on the other side, New Knoxville gave it everything. You know, they did not come in here as a pushover. Even you look at the score, and they were impressive wins by Jackson Center. But New Knoxville came in there and battled the whole time. They got some good approaches, some good shots on the net. There's just not enough. You know, they just really wear you down. I think it's going to be tough for whoever plays against them, Jackson Center, moving forward, because they have a lot of weapons and they're consistent. I was really impressed with how well, like you said, they did make a lot of mistakes, and they really force you to make mistakes because then they cover the floor. And a lot of teams you see have that don't have hitters. They do. Yeah, they've got hitters, and they can cover the floor, and they serve really well. You put those three together, and that's a good combination, hence the 25-1 record.
Offense, defense, special teams. They probably have a pretty good practice squad going on in there.
Yeah.
I don't know where the weakness is, other than if they just don't show up one
It's
night.
not a bad night.
And volleyball is a funny game. You can show up ready to play, and your attacks go out, your bumps don't go to the setter, etc. New Knoxville kind of ran into a rut. Just got into ruts, and that just against a good team, very difficult to come out of. We'd like to go ahead, Greg, and announce our player of the game this evening for the New Knoxville Rangers.
Player of the game will be Madison Lammers, and we talked about it early on. The Rangers kind of go as she goes. She had a very solid match, 14 kills, 2 blocks. Really got it going in the third there, even though they still fell short. She had 7 kills and a block there in the last, and just really led the way for New Knoxville. Unfortunately for them, their season comes to a close tonight.
4 seniors on the Ranger teams that have played their last game as a Ranger. Serena Hostetter, Abby Lageman, Rachel Luffel, and Madison Lammers. Those 4 young ladies have finished off a great season here at the regional semifinals. Congratulations to them as they finish out their high school career as a Ranger. That will wrap things up here from Tippecanoe High School for the first match. I'd like to thank our crew tonight on camera with Patrick Ferguson, our production staff tonight, Daniel Allen and Bryce Hamrick. I'm Jeff Henson, along with my partner tonight, Greg Burning. We hope that you enjoyed this telecast. And once again, your final score in 3 straight sets, Jackson Center defeats New Knoxville. Thanks for watching here on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
NKTelco Sports, Ohio's leading sports broadcasting company, is dedicated to sports coverage, filming over 120 collegiate and high school sporting events that bring quality content and excellent sportsmanship to the big screen. Team up with us as an NKTelco sponsor and receive many benefits: commercials that will be seen by thousands of viewers, multiple name mentions, live web ads, monthly bill stuffers, and discounted network ad insertion spots. Packages are available for any budget. Contact us today.
If you want to save 70% on your heating, cooling, and hot water costs, the answer is right under your feet. Let New Knoxville Supply install a water furnace geothermal system and use the natural temperature from the earth for a more constant temperature in your home. Also ask about our new Symphony home management system. Control temperatures, track energy usage, and receive safety alerts for everything, including your sump pump. All from anywhere, anytime. Now is the time to calculate your savings at newknoxvillesupply.com.